What up, everybody? This is your Cosmic Homegirl, and I'm doing a weekly forecast for the week that begins October 6th, 2019, and ends on October 13th, 2019. I have been on a long pause, a long hiatus, I know, and I apologize for that. I did make a video kind of explaining some things, so you guys can go back on my channel and check that out. I may actually take that video down soon just because the title says cringe for a reason. Like, I still, as a Scorpio Taurus person, cringe at my vulnerability being out there in the world, but we'll see about that. We'll see. But anyhow, and if you guys hear a bunch of racket in the background, I am kind of hanging out somewhere publicly where there's Wi-Fi, so I can bring this forecast to you. So my apologies for that. Just ignore it if you can. But anyway, what's the forecast for the week? Well, we are building up to a full moon this week, the full moon in October. One of the first full moons of officially it being fall. And, you know, I've seen the moon in the sky when it's been setting at night, like really late, when it hasn't been full, and it's still been like pretty freaking huge. So I'm pretty sure this full moon is going to be like a big, giant, scary fall full moon in the sky. So just keep an eye out for that. That's going to be happening on the 13th. So I'll definitely, get to that in just a minute. But let's go in date order. So on the 6th, this is when the moon shifted into Aquarius. I'm recording this after the 6th, by the way. But the moon shifted into Aquarius. So we have an Aquarius moon from the 6th until the 9th. So where's the moon at? Yeah. So the moon shifted into Aquarius. And the moon is in Aquarius for a few days. And moon and Aquarius days are ones to where we are thinking more rationally about things. We're kind of like, Aquarius energy is about just kind of being above everything and looking down upon stuff and kind of like dissecting things in a scientific way. So the moon rules our emotions. So when we are going through emotional things, especially during the moon phase being in Aquarius every month, we're kind of like more dissecting our feelings and our emotions and like rationalizing stuff and trying to make sense of things instead of just kind of like diving deep within them and just drowning in them like we normally would do under, say, like a water sign moon every month. Moon and Aquarius days are really dope for like connecting with others, networking with people, messing with technology a little bit more, and being a little bit more of a nerd, like a what's it called, like a hipster, and just all about our independence and our uniqueness and how we are not like everybody else. Like, you guys are going that way, I'm gonna go this way. You guys are wearing that, well then I'm gonna wear something totally different just to prove myself, okay, that I am unique and I'm not like you sheeples. So it's a good day they're good days for like discovering new things to do with technology, especially, or like discovering new music, just diving into new stuff. Thinking outside the box, coming up with genius ideas and all of that type of stuff. Our moon and Aquarius days. So also on this day, the 6th, this is the exact opposition between Mercury and Uranus. See, I'm on Pacific time on the west coast of the USA. So this can also count for being the 7th of October. It's exact like really late at night where I'm at on the 6th, but it carries into the 7th though too. October 7th, we still have the moon in Aquarius. We have Mercury and Uranus still opposing each other. So this can equal a few different things. Mercury is a planet of communication. Uranus is things that are unexpected. So there could be unexpected communication that you get from someone that maybe you haven't heard from in a long time. For example, I did get that. It wasn't really anybody I cared to hear from, to be quite honest with you. It's somebody I was trying to curb, and I'm just like, whatevs. You can get out of the blue communication from people. It's just like Mercury's being zapped with Uranus's energy of lightning and, randomness. Like, bzz, hey, I just thought of this person, let me hit him up, but also this is kind of a quote unquote psychic influence. I don't really like to use the term psychic very much, but it's like insight, sudden insight into things, sudden ideas. I have a friend that is like a partner in doing creative stuff, and she just like hit me up randomly also on the 7th, which is when I'm recording this, with like, I got these ideas, and like kept calling me and texting me, having to tell me about these ideas that she had. And they were pretty dope ideas too, that she just came up with out of the blue. So not only is the moon in Aquarius a sign of genius ideas, the sign that Uranus rules, we have this Mercury and Uranus opposition, which is bringing about even more of like, I got this idea. So this is energy that carries on through the 7th, and also the 8th. We can say we're still under this influence like for like a few days, because we look at the degrees to figure out how long we're under an influence of something. I like to use 8 degrees of separation between the planets. If we want to say that it's like a very strong influence, we would look at maybe like the first 3 to 5 degrees. So like, Uranus is at 5 degrees of Taurus. So I would say when Mercury is up until about 8 degrees of Scorpio, anywhere from 8 degrees of Scorpio until, like around 13 degrees of Scorpio, we're under the strong influence of Mercury being influenced by Uranus. Now, what I will warn of this too is Mercury can rule driving. And, I have seen some pretty bad accidents. A lot of accidents this past week, since Mercury's been building up to this opposition with Uranus. So because Uranus is sudden, unexpected things and just zap out of the blue. It can rule crashes and sudden shocking things happening, and then opposing Mercury, which is driving. I mean, there you go, you know what I'm saying? So just be careful out there on the road, everybody. But yeah, genius ideas, sudden communication, sudden wanting to communicate with someone out of the blue. You can feel that as well. That's all Mercury and Uranus opposing each other. Also technology failures, I've experienced that, and I've seen it too with this opposition as well. So yeah, just be careful out there, folks. So that's the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th as well. We're under that influence too. We still have moon in Aquarius on the 8th, Mercury and Uranus opposition, but also some good news for especially the water signs, especially fellow Scorpios. I'm a Scorpio rising, so I'm really enjoying this news right here, that we are having Miss Venus. She is finishing her run through the sign of Libra. Okay, she was fabulous in the sign of Libra, bringing out a little bit more classy fashion, and the coral pinks, salmon pinks, and baby blues and pastels and stuff like that. Very like how Cardi B, I saw she's a Libra sun sign, and I saw her dressed in some getup that was like, looked very classic, elegant, with the fancy hat, and like very classic. That's the type of fashion that we see when Venus is in Libra. And for men who are masculine, it's like the pretty boy look. They got their facial hair lined up all nice and everything, looking all clean cut, you know what I'm saying? Like John B. Oh my gosh, I know a lot of my viewers and listeners are pretty young. Some of you guys may not know who John B is, but in the 90s and early 2000s, John B was the shit. Oh my god, he still is in my book. And he is a Scorpio sun, but he also has planets in Libra. He has that Libra nose, and he has like the Scorpio eyes. Like, I love John B's music. But anyway, he always was known for having that Caesar haircut, like the bangs cut, like a man has bangs, but they're cut way high up on their forehead, and then they have like the line up with their facial hair, like the thin beard, and just, ooh, I love that pretty boy look. But anyway, so Venus in Libra, that's the kind of style and fashion it could have brought out, because Venus does rule style and fashion. But she switches into Scorpio at exactly this time on the Pacific time on the West Coast. Venus moves into Scorpio about 10:05 a.m., 10 o'clock a.m. If you're eastern part of the world, it's the afternoon or maybe the early evening. Venus in Scorpio. Venus will be in Scorpio for like a good month. She'll be in the sign of Scorpio, and then that's when you're gonna see more of the vampy look come out, you know, like Elvira, like vampire looks and witch looks. And I mean, just in time for Halloween, Venus is in Scorpio. Scorpio does rule Halloween, and like kind of darker themes, scary, quote unquote, witches and vampires and all that stuff, werewolves and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So anyway, the color black is a Scorpio color, maroon is a Scorpio color, like any deep reds that are the color of blood, because Scorpio is co-ruled by Mars. You see how they have the symbol for Mars in red here? So like this color would be like a Scorpio color too. So we're going to see more Scorpio looks, rocking some leather lace chains, rocking the color black, some vinyl spandex, like Catwoman cat suits and black boots. And oh my God, I just love Scorpio season, especially when Venus is a Scorpio. Those are my looks right there. I mean, I have a variety of different looks myself because I have Uranus, in the planet, Uranus in the first house of my chart, which rules your appearance, and Uranus could be like ever changing, you know, suddenly changing. And I change my style and my look a lot, but I really do love that classic Scorpio look. The looks of fall, you know, Scorpio season is in the fall, so fall looks of all kinds are gonna come through and come out. It's gonna be beautiful and gorgeous in my eyes. But Venus in Scorpio, when it comes to love, makes us a little bit more possessive, maybe a little bit more obsessive. And even if you don't have Scorpio in your chart, you know, very strongly, it'll bring that energy out just collectively to some degree with all of us. So yeah, Venus being in Scorpio, a little bit more tightly hanging on to possessions and people that we love dearly, and our money and everything. And we'll be willing to fight tooth and nail, let me tell you, like be willing to scrap and throw down for who and what we want. Very passionate energy is Scorpio. I love it. So people may be more fiercely going after who and what they want, but actually Scorpio is a water sign, and water, even though Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which could be very direct and chasing after what they want, since it's like that energy combined with water sign energy, it's more like Scorpio could be very low key and manipulative, good and bad manipulation. Actually, it could be like, I know who and what I want, and I'm gonna like slyly just imply things, or you know, just show in different ways indirectly that I want them, or that I want something in order to get it. But it's just like a silent power, like you send these vibes, you know, intense vibes in order to bring something to you, because water energy is receptive. It brings to them, like they wait for things. Receptive energy is feminine, which waits for things to come to you. You don't necessarily go after it, but because that Mars energy is underlying in the vibration of Scorpio, it's still like goes after what it wants in a very indirect way, if that makes sense to you guys. I don't know if I'm making sense. Hopefully I am. But Venus will be in Scorpio for a good month. Dang it, I didn't write down the dates, but I'll keep you guys posted and updated. But yeah, she joins Mercury, which is communication. Venus is also forming an opposition with Uranus. This won't be exact until later in the week, so I'll talk about that when we get there. Okay. All right, so what else is popping this week? There's actually a lot. I forgot to mention on the 7th and the 8th, especially very strongly, the 7th and 8th of October. And then the rest of this week, it's still an energy that's lingering. We have the sun in a square aspect to Saturn. That's a challenging aspect. So sun is powerful masculine energy. It's your willpower and your ego. And then Saturn is a very strong energy too, that has to do with authority and hard work and dedication, and like striving and pushing through no matter what, not letting anything get in your way. Doesn't matter what you feel or anything, you know, you just keep on pushing on. You fight through your emotions to get things done. That's a Saturn trait right there. There could be some challenges from authority, coming from authority to a lot of people, a little bit more than usual this week. So challenges from authority could be happening, like maybe your bosses are putting more pressure on you to do more things. I've actually been experiencing that at one of my jobs. I have so like too many jobs, you guys. I don't know if you guys remember that show In Living Color back in the day. People would probably find this offensive now. Oh my god, so forgive me if anybody is offended, because we are now in the day of age of everybody's offended by every little thing. So sorry about that. But hey, this show was funny back in the day. In Living Color, they had that skit with the Jamaican family, and they would be like clowning each other for not having as many jobs as the other. Like, I have 15 job, man. What about you? I have 2 job. Oh, you're lazy. Go get more job. So I always say, like, I always reference that with how many jobs I have. Anyway, but yeah, my main job really put the pressure on me this week. Like, I need you here every single day this week, and I had to even cancel shifts at my other jobs to be there for them, because they were really putting the pressure on. So Saturn energy can do that. Your bosses and higher ups, your work, whatever you work hard with is going to be putting the pressure on you more this week. Like, you got to get things done. There's deadlines. You have to stay within the rules and the lines and the regulations. Make sure that it's not like, you resisting authority, going against the rules and getting smacked on the hand for it, because that's also, Saturn could be like the energy of a strict parent. So, if you haven't been following the rules, hey, prepare for the repercussions, prepare for the what's it called? The consequences to be enforced. You know what I'm saying? So that could be going on too, or it could just be an internal struggle within yourself. Like, Saturn's energy can deal with depression and like heaviness and feeling like there's burdens on you. So you could feel like that internally, like, oh my god, there's so many burdens on me, there's so much to do and so much work to do, everything's so hard, and some people might feel weighed down by this energy. But especially if you have a lot of energy within your chart that is used to having a lot of responsibility, and you being able to really like accept that responsibility, throw it on your back no matter how heavy it is, and just keep on moving, keep pushing. This energy won't really bother you as much. It won't make you slip into like that depression that Saturn can sometimes bring. So once again, it's really intense on the 7th and 8th, but it carries on through this whole week, that I'm covering, which is through the 13th. Okay. So moving along, on the 9th, we have the moon entering Pisces. Where's she at? Here she is, Miss Moon. She is in the sign of Pisces now, starting on the 9th. And she will be in the sign of Pisces until the 12th. Oh yeah, I forgot. Venus is in Scorpio through November 2nd. My bad, you guys. I did write it down. I just can't read my own writing. So yeah, Venus is in Scorpio until November 2nd. So pretty much the whole month of October, she's in Scorpio. Hey, rocking that black lipstick, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right, back to the moon. Miss Moon, where's she at? She's in Pisces, so she's dreamy, she's spiritual, she wants to take long showers and baths, she wants to kick it at the ocean, she wants to cry at movies, she wants to be romantic, she wants to write poetry. Okay, so those are all things that everybody may be doing or like into while the moon is in Pisces. Yeah, we'll be a little bit more emo, but she's making good aspects to Mercury and to Venus. So lots of emotion like mid to late week, maybe pouring out. Like, I've been seeing, I watch some tarot forecasts on YouTube, or I'll see like their little headlines for a lot of the tarot channels, and it seems to me like a lot of them are saying confessions of love are coming out, the truth is coming out about how somebody feels, and things like that. I'm seeing a little bit more of those happening in October, so maybe this moon transit can bring that. I mean, it's only for a few days, but Scorpio is about the truth, it's about hidden truths, but it can bring hidden truths to light though. And the moon is about enlightenment too. I mean, it's like a big like light bulb in the sky, sometimes like a lantern in the sky. The moon does illuminate things, especially when it's growing into a full moon phase, which it is. So yeah, moon in Pisces, very feeling. And it could be a moon phase to where we're a little bit more sleepy, or a little bit more lazy. We lose track of time. We don't care about time. We just want to float in our own time zone, in our own little world. We could be more introverted, want to be in bed watching movies, you know, writing music or poetry or listening to music or something. You know, we're in our own zone when the moon is in Pisces. So the moon enters Pisces on the 9th. It's there until the 12th. So over the next couple days, I mean, pretty much the same aspects are popping off that I've already talked about. Nothing too special or fancy is going on. On the 10th, though, the moon is going to come into a conjunction with Neptune, as she does every month, in the sign of Pisces. So that's more of that dreamy, sleepy, daydreaming. I don't want to even go to work. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to get up. I don't want no responsibilities. I just want to lay here. I just want to sleep. It's that energy with the moon, with Neptune. This is very psychic energy too. It's very intuitive. It's very like, look at the symbol for this is like Neptune's, like the thing that he carries around. I forgot what it's called at the moment. Like the god of the sea, Neptune, in order to control the tides of the sea. That's what this is. But I look at it as like, it looks like an antenna of some sort. And when the moon comes in contact with it, it is like the moon is picking up on, it's like the moon has an antenna plugged into it that's like transmitting and receiving a bunch of hidden messages that are unspoken. Like they're not spoken by word, but it's like you pick up on it, you hear it, you can hear people's thoughts, you can feel their emotions and their energy. So this is very strong when the moon is with Neptune every month. So it will be in that position later in the day, like on the 10th. Yeah, like later in the day or into the evening if you're in the eastern part of the world. Maybe early into the next morning if you're more east or in Europe or somewhere. But yeah, the moon with Neptune, you know, this is good energy for if you are a creative person, you're an artist of any kind, for creating. Yeah, you'll be so much more creative. And you know, a lot of art comes from emotions and love and all that shit, right? So like this is a moon phase to where this right here will bring more of that out. For some people, it could bring out more of their victimhood, like, you know, reminders of when they were a victim and someone hurt them or whatever. This could bring about apologies and you know, sorrow and like regret and stuff like that. This moon with Neptune as well. So it's either like love and emotions, or it's lots of art and creativity, or just a lot of sleep and being lazy. Okay, just straight up. All right, so that's the moon in Pisces. It's gonna be there for a couple days. The 11th, not too much popping that's like super important to talk about. Then we get into the 12th. This is when the moon shifts into Aries. I think it's like real early in the morning where I'm at. The moon goes into Aries. Yeah. Okay, so it's like real late at night on the 11th, or it's like into the 12th, that the moon shifts into Aries. The moon will be here in a conjunction with Chiron and Aries, the wounded healer. So there could be some stuff that comes up, you know, very briefly in the day about like pain and hurt and suffering and trying to heal from some stuff or whatever that you can kind of get a little angry and upset about or defensive and want to fight about, like fight for, you know, with the moon in the fighter sign of Aries. So the moon goes into Aries that day. Moon in Aries days, people are a little bit more angry, agitated. They're driving faster. They're making their cars and trucks make all kinds of damn noise that is totally unnecessary, just because Aries energy could be like that. All right, it could be kind of reckless. So the moon will be conjunct Chiron and opposite Mars. Yeah, so that's kind of like an aggressive energy. There can be some conflicts throughout the day, I'm not gonna lie. They can be about possibly like, well, you hurt me and I feel this way, but then you're like, no, I didn't, it's your fault, you know, back and forth. Like there could be some back and forth with people on that day where you got to work out and compromise some stuff, right, on the 12th. But yeah, also on this day, this is when Venus, it develops the opposition to Uranus on the 12th. Venus and Uranus. So I think this is going to be kind of it has a potential to be kind of a crazy day for relationships, because we have Venus opposing Uranus. It looks like it's exact around 3:05 p.m. Around 3:05. Okay. Anyway, sorry, ignore the noise. I told you I'm like, I gotta go to public places to use their Wi-Fi now. For a little while, things are be like that. It's a hard knock life. Don't judge me. Okay, I'm still trying to do my thing. But anyway, Venus and Uranus opposing each other. It looks like 3:05 p.m. Pacific West Coast time of the U.S. Just look at your time zone and see what that equates to. But that's when it's exact. Then we have the moon with Chiron opposite Mars. Yeah, this is some stuff with relationships. Looks like Venus and Uranus opposition. This could be a sudden attraction to somebody. This could be a sudden breakup, a sudden makeup, a sudden someone popping into your life like lightning striking, and boom, there they are. You know what I'm saying? Or boom, they left or you left. Or maybe it could be a reconciliation or something. It can be some sort of shocking surprise with love that Venus and Uranus can bring. I'll tell you guys one thing. I had this personal transit personally a few months ago, or yeah, like some months ago. Venus was transiting, and when it was exactly, I mean, to the degree, to the minute, opposing my Uranus, somebody appeared randomly texting me or messaging me and asking me out, and I didn't even really know them. I didn't know them like that, so it was very random, but I ended up accepting the offer. And maybe one day I'll tell you guys the story of what happened with it. But it was a pretty crazy, like, roller coaster ride, let's just say. So everybody collectively is going to be going through this transit. So everybody collectively could possibly have, like, maybe not every single person on Earth, of course, but hey, some people out there could have just somebody pop up right out of the blue, like lightning striking. And it's just like, wow, I never expected to be attracted to you. I never expected you to ask me out, but we'll see what happens, you know. Venus also rules money. So this could be something suddenly happening when it comes to money. Just be cautious. This could mean like a sudden loss of money, or it could be a sudden gain of money too. You never know. Uranus is just shocking surprises of sudden things popping off. Okay. Venus also rules fashion and style, and Uranus is individuality, crazy, zany, weird, outside the box stuff. So this could be people like really wanting to dress like crazy around this day, or on this day especially, just wanting to like, this is me, this is who I am. Okay, I'm gonna wear some plaid with some, you know, cheetah print, and I don't want anybody to judge me. Okay, this is just what I want to wear, and neon yellow shoes along with it. Okay, that's me. So people can be rocking some crazy styles around this date. Yeah, so look out for this day, October 12th, especially with relationships. It could be crazy. Let me know in the comments. Report to your homegirl, like, what happened? All right, so now we get to the climax of the week, which is on the 13th. We have a full moon in Aries, and look, it looks like it's about at 3 p.m. as well, maybe a little earlier than that. And remember, I'm on Pacific time in the US, so like 2 p.m. US time, Pacific time, but just calculate your time zone, honey. Okay, so full moon in Aries. This is when the sun and moon are opposing each other exactly the same degree in opposite signs. So this is Aries versus Libra. Libra is about partnership, compromise. Can't we all just get along? Relationship type of an energy. I need somebody with me to do this and do that. I always need to talk to people. I'm not cool being by myself. I always need people. That's Libra energy. Aries is like, F that. Me. It's all about me. Look at me. I'm cool with me being me. What can you do for me? Okay. Or I'm cool by myself. So that's Aries versus Libra. So there could be something with compromise, something with relationships, something to where you got to figure out how to meet in the middle to where you are happy as an individual, as you know, because Aries is the self, but also you make other people happy too, or you avoid conflict with others, which Libra is a sign of others. Now this is an interesting full moon because it is making square aspects to Saturn and Pluto. These are tough guys, man. These two planets, they are like mobsters in their suits with their arms folded, just standing there staring at you like, look at this guy over here. What's this guy do? What are these guys doing over here? Like, and they're like pounding their fist into their hand, like just waiting for something to pop off, waiting for somebody to misbehave or do something outside of what they want them to do so they can like discipline them, and show them what's up. Like destroy something to rebuild something is what both of these planets are about to some degree. So they're squaring, which means they're challenging the full moon in Aries. So something has to transform. It could be something, like I said, being broken down to be built back up. This could be a relationship. This could be repairing relationships, but also healing yourself. Coming to a conclusion of, something either is working or it's not. And there's healing and transformation and a rebuilding or a destroying and restructuring of some relationship or some aspect of yourself. This could be like, I want to do me and I don't care what other people think. I don't want to make other people happy. I really have to do something for me, and you're breaking away from others or caring about what others think. Or it could be the opposite. Look, I know I've been just doing me and been selfish and everything, but I really care about you as a partner or others, and I need to stop being selfish and like show that I care about another person or whoever, whatever. And maybe it's like there's some force that's there. These two planets could be very forceful. So maybe there's some force that's applied either internally by you yourself or maybe outside influences that cause some sort of like breakthrough and compromise between yourself and another person or yourself and other people in general. So yeah, that's that full moon in Aries, boy. And just the full moon being in Aries, the moon being in Aries itself can be very like angry and brash energy. I'm not gonna front, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. Aries energy is fighting energy, like raw energy. It's angry. It's like it shouts. It's loud, about what it wants and desires and needs, and doesn't really care all the time who else is around them. They're gonna demonstrate like how they feel, even if it's angry and harsh or whatever. So people can be acting out on this full moon like a lot of anger, maybe even repressed anger, because Libra energy can repress its anger a lot for the sake of appearances and keeping the peace. But maybe some people don't want to keep the peace anymore. Maybe they're like, you know what, I got something to say, even though they really usually don't. They could be very meek, very like peace loving, and just, oh no, kumbaya, no, let's not say anything because we don't want to rock the boat, people. But when this full moon in Aries comes up, it's like, you know what, nah, I'm gonna say something right now that I've been needing to say for a long time. And people will say something, and it may come off as a little angry, but it may be something that's really needed, much needed to be said. So yeah, that's the full moon in Aries on the 13th, and that's where we end the week. The place I am using their internet at is about to close. I don't know if you guys heard the announcement through the mic. So this is where we end this weekly forecast, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're able to hear me okay. This is just kind of what your homegirl has to do for a little bit, hopefully not much longer, because she got 15 job man and she's a hardcore hustler. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best to go back to being consistent with the weeklies here on YouTube and posting on Instagram as well. So follow me on Instagram under @CosmicHomegirl for more insights. I'm starting to post horoscope stuff on there again, coming out of the shadows. Now that stuff is moving into my rising sign, my first house is being activated. So it's like, it's time to show my face again. Well, maybe not my face, but my voice or something, in my words at least. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thank you guys for being so patient during my hiatus. As I explained to you guys on IG and on my last video, I am getting back into doing some readings for people that I owe readings to. I'm not taking on any new readings at this time, not until I'm going to say like mid-October, like let's just say for right now around October 15th and after. But I will post something and let you guys know when I'm going to go back to doing those again. I've had some people ask me, are you still doing astrology? It's still my passion and my love, but I really have to hustle hard, and I have a lot of people in queue still on standby, so I want to make sure I take care of you guys first that have been waiting before I accept any new clients. So just stay posted and stay tuned for any updates on that. And just thank you guys again for like still rocking with me. I got a lot of positive feedback on my last video where I was just letting it all out about my personal life, and I didn't even let it all out. You know what I'm saying? But it was still a little too much in my Scorpio rising opinion. But thank you guys for the positive feedback and kind words. I really appreciate everybody. A lot of times, Scorpios especially, we feel alone in this world, and people giving me a lot of great feedback shows me that I'm not always alone, that people do hear me, they see me, they appreciate me, and that means a lot. So thank you guys for rocking with me always. Okay, all right, so peace out, and I will more than likely be back next week as well. So until then, have a good week, you guys. Stay away from all the crazies. All right, peace.